Hi everyone, Dan here from La Coupe Royale near Montreal, Canada. I'm making this video in response to a video made by Brian Shane for the Lawncare Legends group challenge, Get to Know Me challenge. I'm very honored to have been nominated by Brian, and at the end of my video I'll be nominating someone else so that we can get to know them. So here we go. My name is Daniel Sigouin. A lot of people ask me how to pronounce my last name. I'll put a picture up here. If you can pronounce it like this, Segway, it's pretty close. I'll turn around if you mention my name. My company's name is La Coupe Royale. I'm in the French province of Canada, Quebec, which has language laws. So everything has to be in French here. That's why the name is in French, La Coupe Royale. And I'm not going to get into politics or anything, but it has to be in French here before it's in English. If it is in English, it has to be in smaller letters, but most of all the advertising and company names have to be in English. I have about 82 customers, weekly customers, lawn care. I do lawn care, fertilization, weed control. I also do fencing and repair, so a little bit of landscaping. I usually repair landscaping after in-ground pool installations where the trucks have gone over the territory and just damaged the whole yard. So I take off the fence to let the trucks through, and then I repair the grass, resod the land, do the fencing around the pool, and fix the fence where the trucks went through. That's about my business. I have two sons, William and Thomas, 18 and 20. I'm married. And my son William has his own lawn care company who works for my company. He has about, this year was his first year, so he has about 10 – 12 customers, and next year going up to 20. He has a full-time job. He works at night from 2 at night to 2 in the afternoon till midnight. So he does what he can, lawn care in the morning till about noon, and he gets ready to go to work. Eventually working up to having enough customers to switch over to full-time, probably, hopefully. I like working with him. And my son Thomas helps me out whenever I need it. And next year I will be adding a full-time employee to help me out. It's growing and growing. I had to refuse a lot of customers this year. I actually gave away probably about 20 to 30 customers to my competition. I actually called them up, and they were very wondered why I was calling them. Thought I was giving them, BS customers and that, but I was actually giving them customers that I just couldn't do. I didn't want to spread myself out too thin, and because of that, I decided to hire a full-time employee this year to help me out with that all week long, not just when I'm overloaded or anything. I'm gonna start I want to start a separate crew, so the person who I'm hiring for next year will help me out next year, and the year following that will have his, I already have all the equipment and everything. He'll have his own truck and helper, so I'll be able to start a separate crew from there, and so on and so on. So for the challenge, we have to answer 3 questions. Everyone has to answer the same 3 questions. First one is, why did you get into lawn care? If you would have asked me 5 years ago if you would have told me 5 years ago that I would have been cutting grass to make a living, I probably would have laughed in your face. I had no idea I was going to go into lawn care. I was a manager of a very big retail franchise here. I had about 75 salesmen managing $65 million of sales per year. Very nice office job. However, my part of the company was taking care of problems, which I did for 17 years. Not a very rewarding job at all. A lot of negativity. Very little respect from the customer, because usually they're coming to see you with a problem which you can't always solve. I was looking to get out of that. My financial situation at the time enabled me to envision to take the risk to do it. I had no idea what I wanted to do. I I didn't want to stay in the same business. I wanted some better work hours, better situation, so I can be at home a little bit more. And so I basically went from the office to the mower, and I'm very happy to have done it. The second question is, how has social media impacted you and your business? And social media changed my life because it introduced me to the business. As I was searching for a way out of my office job, I was surfing through YouTube, and I ended up on a video from Greg Chisholm, Geek to Freak, which had the thumbnail, how to make money cutting small yards. And I always liked mowing my yard. I had a certain pride on my dominating my lawn compared to my neighbors, and I started watching it, and I watched another video and another video, and it made sense. It just somehow it made sense, and I said, oh, maybe I can do this, and I kept watching, and I got very, very interested in the whole lawn care lifestyle, if you want, because of the social media. And I started talking about it with some colleagues at work, saying, I think I'm going to start cutting grass, on my days off, or for extra money. And they all looked at me again like I was crazy. They said, well, maybe you need some time off. Maybe you should go on vacation, And so I kept it a little bit to myself, but I committed to it. I found a specialty store which sold very high-end, or rather, commercial lawn care equipment. I ordered two of the best push mowers, in my opinion. The Toro 21-inch commercial and the 30-inch Turfmaster. I also purchased a small enclosed trailer. No tractors. I didn't think I would get into the tractor situation. The same store was selling walker mowers, which at the time, my two mowers here in Canada cost nearly $5,000 for the 21-inch and 30-inch, and the walker mowers were looking at $22,000 to $25,000, $26,000, which was just out of the ballpark for me at that time, which I didn't even have a customer yet. So I bought my mowers, I bought my trailer, started getting into it. It was September, so I knew that I would only be able to start in spring. And I said, I'm gonna get hyped up. I'll try to find some customers during the winter months. Maybe do a little bit of door to door or what have you. The problem happened afterwards. Is in October, the retail store that I was at decided to downsize. So they cut off the top. They started cutting from the top. So being there for so long, my salary was a little bit higher, and they basically they replaced me. They thanked me for working 17 years and doing a good job and everything. They gave me a little comment saying, well, you could always cut grass, which really, I'm trying to keep the language down here, but sort of pissed me off, and but actually motivated me to actually do it even more. And from there, during the winter, I tried to stay motivated. I said, well, I can only start in spring, and winter's long here. The lawn care season ends usually around Halloween, so around 31st of October, 1st of November, and it starts again in May. So and we were in end of October, so it had just finished, and I said, okay, I'm going to pass out some door hangers and see what I get. And went through the whole process of that. I put the door hangers, and the day after We had about a 4-inch snowfall, so that pretty much drowned me into doubt at that point, and that I'll have to wait until May. And I was pretty down about that, with the snow and everything, and thinking about cutting grass. It just didn't make sense at the time. And coming back to social media, I saw this video from Keith Kelfis, which was called "You're Gonna Make It." And if someone, if you go and see that video, which is about 3 or 4 years ago, it's called "You're Gonna Make It." In the short 2-3 minute video, he probably says "you're gonna make it" about 40 to 50 times. You want to start a new business, you're gonna make it. You're getting married, you're nervous, you're gonna make it. And he just keeps saying that. And I think I looked at the video just before doing this video, and there's about 1,100 views on that video. And I don't know if they recount when you rewatch the views, but if they do, then I probably have about 500 of those 1,100 videos. But that main video really kept me motivated during those winter months when I had trouble believing in myself. And I kept watching it. And my wife, Pamela, who is French, actually every time I said something, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Maybe I should sell the mowers and everything. And she just kept, with her French accent, you're gonna make it, you're gonna make it. And that really kept me going. And I'd like to say I'm very happy that I actually had the chance to, my first GIE, to meet Keith Kelfis and to tell that story that helped me, get through it and motivated me to start the business. And it was a very nice moment for me. Other ways of other situations where social media has impacted me and my business is I obviously got to watching everybody, all the very popular videos, Blake, B&B, Chant, Daily Hustle, back at me. Everyone who I was able to meet at the GIE. Now I ended up driving. I drive to the GIE every year. It's 1,000 miles there and back. 1,000 miles there, 1,000 miles back. It's 3,300 kilometers for my Canadian and European or UK people who are watching. But I got to meet all these people who I watch on TV, on YouTube, and it's fantastic. You're sort of starstruck at the beginning, but you get to find out that they're just people like you, and just, doing their business and vlogging and recording it. And it's very, very special moment for me. And my wife Pam, who watches most of the videos with me and who comes with me to the GIE every year, we almost look at it as a vacation. And this year I actually we went to the GIE, and we came back. I had a week left of a little bit of fall cleanups and leaves. And we had another trip set up to go to Mexico, the Riviera Maya. And so the two trips, the GIE and Mexico, were only a few weeks apart. But we weren't even talking about, we were looking forward to Mexico. We just kept talking about the GIE. So many things to see, so many people to see. People who you re-see, you re-meet the year after. And you're surprised that they recognize you, and they do. And me not being on YouTube or anything, so it's very nice thing to live. And if anybody has a chance to go to the GIE, I highly suggest it. The third question that we have to answer is, if you had to start all over again, what would you do differently? I I think that what I would do differently is, if I had the choice, was to keep my job. Um, what I mean by that, sorry, I had a little camera problem. What I mean by that is, I would have kept my job and started lawn care part time, and build it up to a point where I would have been secure to leave my full time job and go into full time lawn care. Then again, I I'm sure that it gets to a point where it's very hard to leave, because slowly but surely you're getting used to the two incomes coming in, and it might be hard to actually, you might feel like you're cutting your total salary in half because you're leaving one job behind to concentrate on the other one. So I think that's what I might have done. If I would have had to do it over again, maybe I would have done that, but I don't know if it would have given the same result in the end. The last question that is directly towards me, from Brian, is he asked me uh, how how things are different here in Canada, for the lawn care, compared to the U.S., the U.K., Australia, maybe around the world. Can't speak for all around the world, but I presume the main difference here is obviously the weather. The season's very short, 1st of May, 1st of November. Beginning of November, leaf cleanup, but we basically have to do it fast enough before it snows. Um, and we have, we start the season, it's cold, and we end the season and it's cold. And in the middle of the season, it's really, really hot. So you're going through a lot of, there's a lot of stuff to buy if you have uniforms. You have to cover all the temperatures. And we, here in north of Montreal, we actually have, there's 80 degrees that separate our coldest and our warmest. We go from 40 degrees in the summer to minus 40 in the winter, which Celsius, which in Fahrenheit is 104 degrees, hottest in the summer. And I found this funny, but in Fahrenheit it's minus 40 also. Minus 40 and minus 40 is the same in Celsius and Fahrenheit. I think it's a translation meaning freaking cold in both systems. So one of the main things is the weather. Another thing which I'm asked very, very, very often, because I've spoken about it often, is our the way that it's paid here. I have 82 customers approximately, and every single one of my customers is paid in advance. So basically, I go in March and I sign the contracts with the customers. The contracts are for 26 weeks. So it's 26 months, and depending on the amount, which varies between if there's treatments and fertilization and spraying and leaf cleanup, but it varies between 600, 650, and $1,000, $1,200 for the season, if all the services are there. And with an example of a $600 contract, well, the customer will give me two checks, one for the 1st of May for $300, one for the 1st of August for $300, plus taxes, obviously, and that's it. I don't see them. I usually pass during the day when they're not there, and I don't have to deal with any payment. The only payments that I don't get is if ever the check doesn't go through. But in that case, if it's let's say the 1st of August and the check doesn't go through, they're basically paying me for the next 3 months. So if the check doesn't go through, I don't go cut, and I leave them a message, and until they pay me, I don't go cut. So it's very, very rare that I will cut grass for someone who owes me money. It doesn't happen. I get paid twice a year, and from there, well, you have to do good on managing your money, because you're getting two very big paydays during the year. One on the 1st of May and one on the 1st of August. So I find it easier to manage that way. I pay in August on my second pay, my August payment. I actually pay my mortgage until the following May. So that's one very big mortgage payment. But I don't have to worry about anything from there during the winter. Everything is paid up. So I basically figure out how much money I need for the year. I pay everything in advance. And that's it. I take the winter off knowing everything's paid. And I watch TV and watch YouTube. So that's about it. Okay guys, it's been a long video. It's my first real official video. I've just started my YouTube channel, but unfortunately I'll have to wait till the spring, because I noticed that I didn't get enough footage for to do anything worthwhile. I was able to do this in my office here, so there was no problem, but I'll be getting more footage done during the 2018 season. So I'll leave a little link or a picture here to if you'd like to subscribe to my lawn care channel. I only have about 12 subscribers right now with 2 videos. I just wanted to test it out, Walker video and a Gravely video. And now I have to nominate someone for the Get to Know Me challenge to continue. And I'd like to nominate Naylor, which is who is otherwise known as the Lawn Care Rookie, and he takes care of the. He has his own channel, and he's part of the admin moderator group here on the Lawncare Legends with myself and others. And the what I would like to know is obviously there's the 3 questions to answer, and a little personally to you. I'd like to know, getting into social media and everything, have you ever felt that you had to decide, you know, do I have time for social media? Is it taking it away from my actual job? Do I have to work less because I have to keep up with my social media? Or you know, how does that work out to you? Do you have to choose on that at a while, or you know, I'm just curious about that. How it affects how it's affected your regular job since you started social media. So with this, thank you very much. If you've listened to this right to the end, then you can definitely call yourself a lawn care legend. Take care. Thank you very much.